Hi everyone, so we're going to be looking at concentration of solutions. So a solution is made up of a solute, which is the minor component, and a solvent, which is the major component. So the solvent is going to dissolve the solute, and the solute can be a solid, it can be a liquid, or it can be a gas, but the solute will be present in smaller amounts as compared to the solvent. So concentration measures how much of solute we have per volume of solution. And the amount of solute can be measured in moles or it can be measured in grams, while the volume of the solution is usually measured in dm cube. So concentration is how many moles of a substance we have in 1 dm cube of the solvent, or it's the mass of the substance that we have in 1 dm cube of the solvent. So just to make it simpler in the form of a formula, so concentration, molar concentration, that is concentration given in moles. So concentration in moles is equal to the number of moles of solute that we have in a certain volume of solution, right? And the unit for concentration is mole per dm cube, which we also represent as m, short for molar concentration. So concentration is equal to number of moles divided by volume. So from this we can find number of moles, which would be concentration times volume, or we could also find volume, which is going to be number of moles divided by concentration. Now here you have to be very careful. The volume that we're talking about here, this volume is in dm cube. This volume is in dm cube. So you have to be careful about this. Another way of looking at concentration is by looking at how many grams of solute do you have per dm cube of the solution. So then the unit is gram per dm cube. How do you know if you have to give in gram per dm cube or mole per dm cube? This will depend on the question. Normally the question will indicate the unit that you have to express the concentration. Now, when we write concentration, you can write it in a short form, that is using square brackets. So if you're writing HCl in square bracket, it means concentration of HCl. Now, similarly, just like concentration is equal to number of moles divided by volume, concentration can also be calculated by mass divided by volume. And then from there, you can have mass could be concentration times volume. But here, the mass needs to be in gram and the volume needs to be in dm cube. So you have to pay attention to the units. Here, the number of moles will be in moles, and then the volume will be in dm cube, and then concentration will be reported in moles per dm cube. Here, concentration will be reported in gram per dm cube. So just pay attention to the units. Let's see our first example. So we have a 0.25 dm cube of orange flavor mineral water. So this is the volume. So I can already write V is equal to 0.25 dm cube. Unit is already in dm cube, so no need to convert. It contains 7.5 milligram of sulfate ions. These sulfate ions are the solute in that, and the water is the solvent. So then here we're given the mass, 7.5 milligrams. You are asked to find the concentration in gram per dm cube. So we'll convert milligrams to grams, which is divided by 1,000. And from this, we can find concentration, which is mass per unit volume. So this divided by the volume. And you get the answer in gram per dm cube. So we can say that concentration of sulfate ions, you could write it like that, or you could write it like that, SO4 2 minus is equal to 0.03 gram per dm cube. Let's see the next example. Here you have to find the concentration of sodium chloride if 200 centimeter cube, so this is the volume, 200 centimeter cube. So we need to convert this to dm cube. So 1 dm cube is 1,000 centimeter cube. So then 200 centimeter cube will be 0.2 dm cube. And then here you have number of moles, which is 0.01 mole of NaCl. So then concentration is number of moles divided by volume. So you have the answer, and you can also write this as 0.05 M capital, which is molar concentration. You will now try the other examples on your own, and you will verify your answers. Answers are provided in brackets, and I will also provide the worked example if you're having issues for these questions.